Hi, I'm actor Ian Champion, and welcome to History of Horror Cinema, my podcast series devoted to the good, bad, and the ugly of horror movie history. Please don't forget to like what you hear and hit subscribe. I have such sights to show you. The Haunted House, 1921. Buster Keaton produced a stunning body of films across the 20s, including features such as Sherlock Jr. in 1924, Seven Chances in 1925, and his masterpiece The General in 1926. Before he expanded into these ambitious full-length films, he had first perfected the two-reel short comedy for producer Joe Schenck, introduced to him via Roscoe Arbuckle. From zero screen experience, he soon learned to become an invaluable movie gagman, actor and director to Arbuckle, before Schenck allowed him autonomy with the division Buster Keaton Comedies. He was only a little older than the decade, and soon gained confidence with gems such as the insane police chase in Cops and the crossed wires of the Electric House, both in 1922. Before either of these in 1921, he released his only comedy-horror hybrid, The Haunted House. Co-written and directed by Eaton and Eddie Klein, our hero is a lowly bank clerk who, like the aged manager, doesn't realize that their company is being fleeced by one of its staff. The other employee is the ringleader of a criminal gang who dissuade police from entering their safe house by making it appear as a haunted house by various gadgets such as a staircase that turns into a smooth slide upon being stepped on. We meet Buster as the good-natured klutz saying goodbye at the start of the day to his girlfriend, Virginia Fox. Her beguiling looks as a student in real life caused Max Sennett to instantly sign her up as one of his bathing beauties. She went on to co-star numerous times with Buster, and later married famous Fox studio producer Darryl F. Zanuck. Back to the plot. Setting to work, Buster then attempts to dish out money to his customers, including actor Klein, whilst struggling with a spilt pot of glue. Consequently, he causes mayhem by sticking everyone to the notes like a litter spike. When the staff members' cohorts turn up to rob the bank, he pratfalls backwards marvelously in trying to raise his glued hands from his pockets. Buster sticks himself to the vault's time-locked door, forcing him to sleep standing up. When the police turn up, he flees the scene to avoid reprisals. Meanwhile, across town, the local theatre troupe are having trials of their own with a haphazard show. Keaton and Klein as writers set their accident-prone scene with the waggish intertitle card, "That night the Daredevil Opera Company are executing Faust," and he deserved it. The scenery collapses upon Fox, one of their cast. The theatre audience decide to show their appreciation with vegetables and abuse, which sets up the actor playing the devil alongside Miss Fox to hightail it away with the locals in hot pursuit. They certainly take their art seriously in this town. The timing of the fleeing players links them up with Buster, and the chase leads them all toward the alleged haunted house. The house becomes a comedy playroom for Buster to mine physical gags and at least one genuinely unnerving sequence. He demonstrates his superb athletic prowess by unsuccessfully negotiating the staircase-cum-slide and stumbling upon the robbers' bids to frighten all trespassers. There are so many criminals wafting about under white sheets that at one point he pulls out a whistle and coordinates two of them in the hallway like a traffic cop. Amongst the gang's staged fear tactics, there is a scene which makes no logical sense, yet delivers a surreal little chill. While Buster looks on, two of them in full-body skeleton suits are shown assembling a man from component parts from the ground up, torso to head, with glue. Once connected, the living man proffers a hand to Buster, who understandably skedaddles. Spooky indeed. The contrivance of having the actor made up as the devil pays off toward the climax. After he stands too close to the fire, he rushes out, smoldering, to be confronted by the cops, who in turn flee the grounds, their worst supernatural fears confirmed. There is a neat further link with the afterlife, lavishly realized at the end. In trying to stop the thieves, Buster is conked on the head, which transports him, seemingly dead, on a stairway to heaven. As he walks up the steps, he doffs his hat amiably to pairs of angels on both sides. In Buster's world, and out of it, there is always room for manners. On arrival at the pearly gates, he offers his credentials to the bearded St. Peter, who refuses his entry, and to compound the rejection, pulls a lever that turns the stairway into a grander version of the staircase slide back on Earth. Buster is sent plummeting to an even worse disgrace down a spiral stairway to hell, where Lucifer has been expecting him. Fortunately for Buster, his awful fate is a concussion dream, exacerbated by catching fire from a falling stove. The haunted house is good, fast-paced knockabout fun, though like Lloyd's Haunted Spooks, it marginalizes a horror comedy premise to just the latter part of the film. It would take almost a decade before Laurel and Hardy would show how to sustain laughs and chills through almost an entire short film, as we've seen in my earlier mini-series. Thanks for listening, and if you like what you've just heard, don't forget to click so, and please hit subscribe. If you build it, they will come.